Track. We're watching the Simpsons movie from 2008. I'm your host, Scott.
I'm Kayla. Hello. How you guys doing?
Yeah, say. Oh man, Ralph already starting us off with it's a very modern Simpsons joke there. Which is weird because this is like over 10 years old now. But yeah, thanks for joining me, Kayla. You seem to be a dedicated Simpsons guy on this show.
I'm happy to be here. Happy to have that title for now.
So we're starting with Itchy and Scratchy here. An interesting place to start. I think it's a genuinely good Itchy and Scratchy cartoon. It's weird seeing them with movie budget.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Like there's some good like character poses and stuff with the face.
Yeah, very smooth, which is nice.
Yeah, again, Itchy and Scratchy, I feel like they always animated them a little different in the show to kind of differentiate like that it's a cartoon within a cartoon.
Yeah, like the colors are always slightly a bit different. Did you see that Itchy?
Oh yeah, and then there's Hillary right there. I watched this last night. I didn't even notice Hillary Clinton being behind him when he sworn in.
Yep.
Yeah, very 2008 topical humor.
Yep.
Well, actually, it's still continued to be topical, in 2016. But I guess
very dramatic.
Yeah, I guess Itchy's a Democrat. I guess he's blue after all.
Makes sense. Do you think that makes Scratchy a Republican?
I don't know. I always took Scratchy as more of a libertarian. He just mostly wants to be left alone,
Oh no.
Yeah, all these CGI nuclear bombs. So I remember, did you see this in theater when it came out? I assume that you did, because this was a pretty funny joke to start.
I actually did not, because this was this was when I had kind of dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
With them and not watching it regularly. Yeah. So I actually did it.
I like that Homer called me a sucker in the theater. I thought that this is way after I had dropped off the show, but like the freak show of seeing the Simpsons in the movies was was enough to draw me back in. And like it didn't hurt at the time. My friend group was like, let's just go watch the Simpsons movie. I was like, all right, it's something to do, instead of nothing.
Yeah, we're getting a really nice extended kind of hey, remember all of our characters?
Yeah, I mean, so we'll kind of get into a little bit. I don't remember Green Day being particularly relevant at the time. I know they got the Invoke American Idiot, which I think came out years before.
Yeah.
But I remember, I used to like Green Day, but I've since stopped. Also, it was is this a thing people do? Have concerts on a boat? I've never seen it outside of this. I mean, I might just be completely ignorant.
I mean, I don't know. I'd never lived on a waterfront, so the closest I ever been, there was a concert on a beach, and they were on a stage on the sand. So
yeah, from South Jersey, we've seen lots of stuff happen on the beach.
Yeah,
they're on the ground. I feel especially for playing instruments and stuff, floating around and bobbing. Your drummer, your set's gonna go all cattywampus.
Oh wait, Scott, turn the subtitles on.
Oh yeah, I forgot to turn the subtitles on. I thought I did. Anyway.
There we go.
But yeah, so I don't know. This joke I don't think lands particularly well. But I guess they need to establish the level of pollution in the lake. It's the inciting incident. Yeah, it's here they're playing the funeral version of American. But yeah, I don't know.
The latest rock band.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I like in this movie, but I think the pacing and the story really hurt it. And I think Homer does one of the worst things he's ever done in the history of the series in this movie. And I know this is well past the jerk ass Homer phase, but he's so unlikable.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, to get the whole town stuck in a terrible situation, the entire town.
Yeah.
That far exceeds what he normally does, I think.
I I get, in the movie you want to have something where you can incorporate as
Right.
and you want to give it like a bigger feel. So like, doing something, and the town's always ready to go into a mob, something, but like I don't know. I don't envy them. I'm sure you heard that Camp Krusty was originally pitched to be like a Simpsons movie.
Mhm.
And I always thought like I don't think there's enough meat on that bone for a
Yeah.
movie. Like I don't particularly care for that episode. Like it's fine.
Yeah, that one's like definitely like a classic fan favorite. Maybe, I mean, did you ever go to summer camp as a kid?
Oh yeah, all the time I was a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
But
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah,
but like, I don't know. I it's just something about it. Whenever I watch, I'm like, this was supposed to be a movie.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
trying
feel
to
like they
imagine.
summed it up pretty well in 20 minutes.
Yeah, like you got all like the kind of camp jokes and parodies and stuff you're gonna get, and like I also am not sure if this story makes it great either. That's a pretty funny joke. I like that the Bible doesn't have any answers.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is so weird. Like a random premonition from God through Grandpa that like I guess they needed to give Marge something to do. So she needs like care about some weird mystery to unravel for the beginning.
Yeah, well, and I think, it's always really important to them to have some kind of social commentary on, the heavy hitting topics of our world today. So I feel like, in 2008, I mean, now obviously global warming and everything is relevant still, but I feel like in 2008, it was like, everybody was talking about it constantly. It felt like more of I mean, what am I trying to say? It felt
Yeah.
like
Well,
it was really relevant at that time, even though it's still relevant today, but that seemed to be like a really targeted thing that like, everybody was reporting on and stuff.
I know they mentioned they like making fun of an inconvenient truth later, like at least the
Yeah.
Simpsons like an irritating truth or whatever. Um, so yeah, I
When
obviously
did that come out? Was that around now?
I think it came out a couple years before. I don't know offhand. I think it came out while I was still in high school. I graduated in 04. So it
Yeah.
was obviously a couple years before this. Now, I kind of like this sequence where it's just like the Simpsons being the Simpsons.
Yeah.
I don't know if like I would have liked more of this in the movie or like less, because this kind of kills a lot of time until the plot starts, although that's, foreshadowing there.
Yeah, right. Like that's like they're gonna come back to this.
Oh God, I hate this scene. It makes me so like
Me
grossed
too.
out.
Oh my God, I know. It makes my skin crawl.
I know. Oh God. Yeah.
Ah!
Oh, it's so uncomfortable.
I know. And he's always okay, but it's just like, in real life, the movie would end there.
Yeah, no, he should not have an eyeball now.
Yeah.
And I know that, the part of the joke is that Homer is always put through like so much like torture, physical torture throughout the series. But like, I don't know, I kind of like this Homer and Bart thing. Like, it's not inherent. He's not being inherently cruel. He's just like ignorant and childish. And like, I don't know. I like when the family like gets along sometimes.
Yeah, this is like, and like I think that this is overall, this is a Homer and Bart,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
arguably like the two main characters of this.
Yeah.
Because they give Bart this weird thing with Flanders, which again in a movie, I'm not sure. I don't know, eats up a lot of screen time. But I guess they needed to have everyone like hate Homer. And oh yeah, they have like nothing for Lisa other than this boy.
The boy, yeah. And this is her bag. Like she should be all over this one.
Yeah,
It's like what
exactly.
she cares about most.
And
and I guess you get a little bit of that here, but
yeah,
and
and
she's
and
kind
like,
of reduced down just to like this little crush she has.
and then like 15-20 minutes, I'll point it out, like when she stops contributing anything to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know, like as someone who like loves Lisa, like it's, I don't know, it feels so on one like lopsided how many, what characters get what focus. And I don't know if just like the nature of this story where like they leave the town like constitutes that. And it's, I don't know, it's easy to criticize, and I don't envy like having to come up with a Simpsons movie, because as I was watching it in preparation for this recording, I was trying to think of like, maybe it'd be fun to talk about maybe what we would want to do. And I was like, I can't come up with any kind of story that would be able to like juggle all the main characters and give them something relevant to the plot. I don't know.
Family Band. They did that already though.
Well, The Simpsons has done everything.
That's true.
Except for getting a pig until now.
Oh man, the pig.
As someone who wants a pet pig in real life, I love Plopper, but like you kind of don't even
really
need him to be in this. Again, it wastes a lot of time. Like they really should have gotten to like where the town kicked them out like much quicker, because I think
right.
I think I would have really liked more scenes of them like having to like make their way across America. Like I guess kind of doing like a Beavis and Butthead movie thing where like, you know, Beavis and Butthead do America.
Mm-hmm.
Or it kind of puts them like in all these different situations and states.
Yeah, I mean, some of their travel episodes are some of my favorite episodes. That would be like cool, just seeing them interact with. I mean, I also just love. I do kind of like that it's Springfield centered though, because you know you get, instead of like them condensing all of Sook and their friend into like a 20-minute kind of storyline, you get to see them interact with people more, which I guess is like the point of kind of all of this like pandering at the beginning, you know.
Boy, it's weird
But
watching this on Disney
I do
Plus.
also think that would be like a road plus.
Sorry, it's weird watching this on Disney Plus. You get like Fox TV adverts. Yeah. Oh no, here's the part where we get to see Bart's wiener. Which is honestly kind of fun. I wish they did a couple more things with it. Like they do a couple jokes or takes advantage of the fact that it's a movie now and not TV. Like I love the part where Homer's like flipping everyone off at the end. Marge gets to curse at the end, which is really funny. Like I said, there's stuff in it that I enjoy. Like this is, you know, I like this whole sequence with Homer and Bart.
Me too.
Yeah.
And Naked Bart's just so cute.
Yeah. And I think some of these shots in this are like intentionally reminiscent of the opening.
Oh, did you see the babysitter seducer, Otto's girlfriend?
Oh yeah.
It's you like catching like the little one-off characters that we never get to see again.
Oh yeah, there's like I think everyone's character model in the show at this point is there it is here is here somewhere. Especially because, you know, there's that infamous really huge crowd scene later. That might be a little bit in bad taste in modern society, cop shooting. Here it is, bountiful penis. There we go. All right. I mean, it's really, you know, no pun intended, low hanging fruit, but I find that funny.
I do too.
We're about to have legitimately like the funniest line in the movie, and I love that it comes back at the end when Homer picks up Bart. You know, it's the worst day of my life so far. Worst day of your life so far, and then I love that they bring that back at the end, and you know, the show climax.
How long were they eating at the Krusty Burger?
Yeah, I just realized the Flanderses are still there. I mean, we'll play benefit of the doubt. It could have been like right at the end of the day, and maybe the sun was just starting to go down, because it goes down pretty quick sometimes. Yes, again, Homer being a huge jerk.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's awful.
Yeah, remember when Homer like loved his family? Like this is a problem, I think I have with modern Simpsons, and this isn't even like modern Simpsons. Like where I have trouble like reconciling the way they portray Homer now versus like the do it for her scene, you know? Where like he's kind of like dumb and aloof, but he's still like well-meaning and loved his family.
Right. Colin and Flanders.
I mean, that's pretty funny, yeah.
That's a cool shot.
Yeah. They occasionally do stuff like that in the show. The show always had like, it used to always have, I don't know if it still does, because I don't watch it as much. But they used to like really play with like camera angles and like different stuff. And there it is.
Plopper.
Yeah, Harry Plopper.
The clogger.
Oh, God, it looks so gross.
I am 100% convinced that Kendall would buy that at least once.
Oh, I believe it. Is that seeing the reason you're a vegetarian?
I mean, this reinforced it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't eat like pork and stuff, so like that's really gross to me.
Yeah.
Not for any like particular reason, just like, oh, I love this. Just look how good the animation is.
I do, and I love when they reference Homer's hippie, his hippie past.
Yeah, Homer J. Simpson.
Homer J. That's right.
Yeah. Also, that's a legitimately great song, but like, yeah, it's a really like stepped up the animation game for that little 2-second scene there.
Mm-hmm. And I like that Marge is, she's solving the mystery.
Yeah, she's trying to
rewrite
Marge history.
her time.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've talked about it in the past Simpson episodes where like we really like Marge and how she's very underutilized by the show. She's basically just become like nagging wife.
Right.
And it's depressing because there's some great Marge episodes out there. And I like that she's kind of like she's kind of the emotional heart of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I love the pig doing impressions of the two of them.
Yeah, but she's always the one who's able to bring everybody back around and refocus them.
Yeah, we'll get into that when the scene happens, but like she's kind of the emotional core of the movie. And, and I think it's still, even if a lot of the rest of this movie's not. But no, she's like playing with the pig in Bart's room. He's kind of replacing Bart with this pig. Oh, do you watch this YouTube channel called Binging with Babish?
No.
So what he does, and this is relevant to the scene that's about to happen. So what he does is he takes like famous like movie and TV like dishes and teaches you how to like make them
that's cool.
in real life. But he does this like hot cocoa thing that Flanders makes. And it looks really good. Now, so usually sometimes he'll make whatever they do as close as they can in the piece of media, which is really funny for the Always Sunny in Philadelphia one, because it's really gross stuff that they eat. But like he'll like reimagine it in a way that's like palatable. So you're like, this is a fun bit. This feels like something from classic Simpsons.
Yeah, definitely. You haven't seen Homer fish in like years.
Yeah. It's also just
not since pre-House of Horror, I feel like.
Yeah. It's also just like, the characters being characters together. Like,
He's such a moron.
Yeah. That's the kind of dumb where it's just like he's just dumb and not like mean-spirited.
Right. Wow. Next time when we do a Flanders episode, we should prepare the hot cocoa and drink it while we discuss it.
So here it comes.
Oh, Flanders.
And then there's even more whipped cream.
He's so cute.
Yeah, I love Bart's reaction when he drinks.
I always like a little squirrel.
Yeah. It just goes, oh God. And then it just hard cuts away. Yeah. And then I remember this scene was just in the marketing everywhere. The spider pig scene.
Oh yeah, where he's walking on the ceiling.
Yeah. Which in context, I think is funny. Or, just like in concept rather. I do think doing the whole Spider-Man song, I think it's like, I get it. But, got to show how over the top Homer's gotten with this and like how much Marge puts up with, because that actually it is the crux of the movie later. Oh my gosh. So it's just, I think that was like a whole commercial once for this.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got Flanders and Bart fishing the right way.
Oh. So again, they spend a lot of time with this Homer or this Bart and Flanders thing, which I don't necessarily know if they need. Like, because if you want to have everyone against Homer, in the family, like that's going to be like your big conflict of like, big family conflict. You just really need, there's not a lot you need to have to make them not like him,
True.
They could not like him for just getting them kicked out of town.
But in the end, isn't like Bart the only one that comes back?
No, they all come back around because, they got to go back to their status quo. It is the Simpsons still. Although I think what was cool is I think the season opener after this movie came out was like them rebuilding the town from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it was the episode that premiered after this. I think it was just the beginning of the next season, because you don't have to make animation so far in advance.
Don't we get a bit with the, what do you call that? So cherry picker? Is that cherry picker?
Scissor lift.
Scissor lift.
Which I think this is a funny joke where they're like, "Oh man, we need a new one of those." Like, agreed, and then that's the thing that they take from this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty funny. But yeah, I know they brought back a lot of like the classic hero writers to help punch this up, but like I don't know, it feels like a lot of conflicting styles. You know, like throughout this. Oh, there's the Rush Limbaugh character, Birch Barlow. I just saw him in the balcony. Right. So we just talked about him when we were talking about
yes, Bob. Birch.
This is a funny joke too.
Aww.
I love Pushy Kid Next Town.
Pushy Kid Next Town. Yeah, that's so perfect.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I almost wish that there was more of the movie, like if they figured out a way to make it take place like entirely in Springfield, because we can get a lot more like stuff with the other characters. It's like, it's surprising me that Mr. Burns is like barely in this.
Yeah, you know, you would think that he would be kind of
like the villain,
not this other outside person.
Yeah, which the
MO
is a strange choice. Yeah. You know, obviously it's Albert Brooks playing a guy named the head of the EPA named Russ Cargill. But like, I know the original idea, I think it was supposed to be he was supposed to return as oh my god, the guy from Cypress Springs. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. It's from episode You Only Move Twice. Oh, Hank Scorpio. I know that was the original idea.
I know. Well, then I felt like I was like, oh no, panicking. Scott can't remember, and then I started panicking, and I didn't remember, and I was just like, it'll come to him eventually.
Oh, this joke is so weird. It's weird, but I kind of think it's funny.
Because he's just a moron.
It's like such an uncomfortable thought.
This is how you don't treat your pet pig, guys.
Yeah. Also, I'm not. Do pigs poop that much more than like your average house, like a dog? Like where you'd have to have a giant silo of it, like in 2 days. I guess our Homer says he helped, so it's not just the pig.
And then this is what puts everything over the top: the pig crap silo.
Yeah.
I do love when they show what's going on in Homer's mind.
Yeah. It's always funny. Yeah. I love when it's like an old-timey cartoon.
Yeah.
Or like what he thinks the ballet is. And now he's Harry Plopper.
Harry Plopper, that's right.
He's wearing people clothes again.
He does look very cute with those glasses.
Yeah. He's like not even in that deep a line.
Yeah, but he's a screw up. Literally everything he does is the
this
wrong
kind of
thing.
Annoys me, but like the colors for Lard Lad are wrong.
They are wrong. You're right. I didn't catch that before.
I wonder if there's like, no, because they never recolored it in the show or anything. Let's say I wonder if that was like a, you know, what's the parody of like Big Boy or something?
Maybe, yeah.
I wonder if they were like, it's too close.
God, he's awful.
Yeah. No, at least we got Hans Moleman killed, you know.
Yep, gotta have that.
It's weird seeing like CGI car and stuff. Yeah.
Now, I'm no scientist, but wouldn't that just float at the top?
I mean, I guess it's a metal pig crap silo. I mean, I'm also not a scientist, but I don't think this like skull would appear and say evil.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So if you had a pet pig, what kind of characters would you make it be?
Ooh, well, I definitely would do a Sailor Moon type thing. I just feel like that's a missed opportunity if I don't.
Yeah. What's its pig pun?
I gotta think on it.
Yeah, we'll come back to that because we're about
Yeah.
to see the states that border Springfield. You know, they were originally going to make it take place in North Tacoma, like a made up state.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, so
I never picked up
yeah,
on that either. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Well, none of these states are anywhere near each other.
Yep.
But I in some of the early episodes you can see like driver's license, like the state abbreviations NT.
North Tacoma.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
made up
it's
state name.
crazy what you pick up on when you like take the sound off and like force yourself
Yeah.
to read the dialogue.
Yeah.
Poor mutant squirrel.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of Blinky.
Yep.
So
I would have loved if they brought Blinky into it just as like a little joke.
I'm sure Blinky's somewhere. I just haven't noticed him. Yes. So here's Russ Cargill. I don't I get the joke with Arnold Schwarzenegger being the president, but like it's just McBain.
Yeah.
Like they already have that character.
Why
Wouldn't they just use him or do a different, less dumb joke? Because obviously this was the Governor Schwarzenegger era. Although I like the elected, I was elected to lead, not to read line. But I don't know. That's just it's such a weird, bizarre choice for this show. Granted, who I guess was what Obama was probably president when they were making this.
Yeah.
I guess I'd rather see someone that's not him there.
Yeah, because he would never be so stupid.
Like ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it might have been, see, they already showed Mayor Quimby as the mayor. But I almost wish the Simpsons had like made up presidents. But you know, then they can't have George W. or H.W. Bush move in next door, and it's pretty great.
Which, yeah, I mean, they do such a good job of like parodying them so well.
Yeah. This is a funny joke.
Moe's Bar. Does it always have that sign?
No, it's not. That's the flexible reality. But I love that like doomsday happens and the bar patrons.
Yeah.
I think when I was watching this in the theaters, I think that was the hardest I had laughed at it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you need something to have the whole town get mad about. So I don't know if I don't dislike the dome thing.
Mark.
Poor Lucy Taylor.
This is pretty funny.
Yeah, this is funny. I love when Dan Kesslin has just random dudes. Oh no, Ipa. See, I don't know if the prophecy, like, I think this would still work. Like, they ruined the whole town. And, like, I feel like that's a bunch of time has been dedicated to that. And, like, stuff still just, like, we're almost a half hour in. I don't know. I feel like I would have liked to gotten to the plot a little bit faster. Hey, there's the Don't Stamp the Ticket Man guy. I'm trying to see what other obscure characters I can find now.
Guns never work. They're not the answer.
Well, this is America. This is a funny joke, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Sideshow Mel was supposed to be relatively intelligent. What do you think a bone was going to do?
All those years of getting blown out of cannons and whatnot, he has brain damage. 2008 did not have this technology.
2021 doesn't have this technology.
I know, right?
Dome. I guess maybe it could be like some sort of projection onto the dome. But he does like talk to them like specifically, like back and forth. Yeah, I guess that's good commentary where, you know, he owns the company that makes the domes. So that was his solution. Ugh, poor little Lisa.
Man. But like, yeah, it's crazy that like, I mean, it's just, how could you forgive somebody for being the one person that set it over the edge? Like your father, like you've worked so hard to turn it around, and then your father's the one person that kind of.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about that because this is like obviously like one of the worst things Homer's done, but like I think he does something later in the movie which like hits you way worse. I don't want to spoil it until we get there. Although if you watch this movie, you probably know, and you should.
They do that joke with Ken Brockman a lot, actually.
Yeah. I guess because he's just like their generic, like a generic celebrity kind of joke guy. All those birds are dead.
Oh God, the cats are happy though.
Yeah. This is the first of 2 Marge knitting jokes. Gnome Sweet Dome, and then when they go to Alaska, it's Gnome Sweet Gnome. But yeah, you should watch the movie. Have watched the movie before listening to us talk about it while we were watching it. I feel like that's the worst.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely spoil it.
Yeah.
In fact, the part where they get to Alaska is probably my least favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, it's so weird, and it doesn't really contribute to anything. It's almost as soon as they're there, they leave.
Yeah.
They come back.
And the Inuit woman, well, you'll see.
Yeah, the boob lady.
Yeah, she's like, come on.
Yeah, I do like the sequence where Homer has his dream. It's like I kind of wish he earned his lesson more, which again, they could have spent some time if they got to kind of the point of the movie faster. Oh no, there's a magic hole in the yard.
Maggie's always silently solving the problem. I love that.
And sometimes not so silently.
That's true.
Again, as we'll see later. Yeah. I love the no reward.
Oh my God.
Like, do you really think he's going to lose a silo? So in watching it last night, they got me with a joke here where I'm like, oh wow, that's a really bad shot, and then they point out why. I'll show it in a minute, but like, you know, we're getting to it with the giant crowd scene, like 400 CGI characters. And like this scene is really dark when they have the nooses, and like they put one for the baby.
Yeah.
So right here, like they're obviously panning down, and then they show the house. I'm like, oh, shot doesn't make sense. And I was like, oh yeah, they don't even know where we live. And then oh, they thought about that. But yeah, like this would have been enough, I think, to have conflict with the family. We didn't need to have Bart want a different dad. Like, you know, this ties into Lisa's thing. You could have kept the thing with Bart, like where Homer humiliated him, you know, doing the dare contest. You know, you have him getting like being an impulsive person, like would grate on Marge. You know, and then obviously this would put everything over the top. So we could have gotten this like 10, 15 minutes earlier, which in movie talk is like you could have get a lot more stuff done, you know, with that time.
Ooh, did you see how bumpy Krusty looked there?
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Teeny. This Colin kid. I would have not given Lisa like this random love interest. That's the last thing like Lisa contributes to the plot.
I don't.
Yeah. Like,
I don't really understand the thought process behind that.
I guess they need to give Lisa something to do, and they're like, she's a girl, give her a boy. Like this.
I guess, but the whole
like
thing
anti like Bechdel like test thing.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just like if anybody in the family is going to like solve this problem, it's going to be her. I don't know why they made the choice to.
Yeah, in watching some of the show for the earlier podcast episodes, like they do interesting mystery plots. I kind of wish maybe they had something like that like maybe Bart and Lisa could like, lead the charge, but like the whole family needs to get involved with, like kind of like Lisa the Iconoclast, where like Homer and Lisa like solve the Hans Sprungfeld thing.
You're right. That would have been so much better if they kept it a mystery longer. It was still Homer, but they kept it a mystery longer, and then you have this conflict between like him trying to solve the mystery, but knowing that he's actually like the one that they're trying to find.
Or just
let's remake the movie.
Or just do like a mystery plot instead of this whole like anti-town thing. Like you can still do something that puts the town in danger and like maybe forces the Simpsons to have to leave.
Oh, she's so sweet.
I know, I love Marge. Homer's so freaking lucky.
I know,
especially since like you've seen those articles and stuff that talk about the Simpsons like lifestyle is no longer attainable like financially.
Yeah.
One income house. The one person just has a GED, like, and support 5 kids, and it's like what, like 2 stories in a basement.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love the apology line here. Table saw.
He really did a good job of hitting almost all of the characters, though, I will say.
Yeah.
And stay without having them say anything, sum up like who we know them as,
Yeah. That's the thing. I think that's why I wish that, lack of a better term, this movie was better or more focused, maybe. Like, it's because there's so much stuff in it that I do really like. And as a longtime Simpsons fan, growing up with this show, like the stuff with the movie format, you could have really this could have really been something special. Yeah, this part's great. I've used that as a GIF a couple of times.
Oh God.
Yeah. I remember originally watching this and being like, why don't other people just go down there? But I think that's why they have the whole house and everything get crushed up into it. But like, this is was kind of really upsetting to watch. I remember the first time, just their whole house get destroyed. Yeah. And it's really beautiful.
And Santa's little helper gets left behind.
I know. And they don't even show Snowball.
I know, she's probably sucked up, or she's dead. Yeah.
I know there's a later season episode where they get like 40 snowballs in one episode. At the end, they just call it Snowball 2 because they had the dish. And they reference the principal and the pauper. She's like, that's kind of silly. And they're like, oh yeah, sure, Mr. Tamzarian. Yeah. So this is the last thing that Lisa has to do in the whole movie, is to have this joke about how she can't hear this song. And then she contributes nothing else.
Yeah.
It's so depressing. Like the most complex and likable Simpsons character, and she's got nothing to do. Or maybe she's not the most likable, because I know some people don't like Lisa, but I think she's potentially the most interesting from a narrative standpoint. Like as far as like,
yeah, are you kidding?
Story. Yeah. Well, I know you like Lisa.
I know, I can't help it.
Yeah. So no, you and your brother have matching Bart and Lisa tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And watching this last night, in preparation for us talking about it today, I have another idea for you guys to get ones together, and I'll point it out.
Ooh, okay.
When we get there. But there's another like Bart and Lisa fighting bit that I'm like, that would be kind of funny. But your current tattoos you guys have reference a much better episode.
Yeah, God, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, was it? I think it's called Lisa on Ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I love Bart and Lisa stories where like they're.
Me too. We gotta do one about them.
Oh, there's so much I love about the series, and there's so much I want to talk about.
I know, but you're right though. I feel like they really, I don't know. This would have been so much better if they played on like them having to team up more. Not Bart and Lisa specifically, but just like the family unit.
Yeah, the whole family unit. Like it could have still been because of something stupid Homer did. Mm-hmm. But, you can make it where the conflict is Homer versus the rest of the family, and then you can have the payoff where, you know, they reconcile at the end and it's like emotional and whatnot. Because I think this movie flirts with that, and I think it's still effective, but I don't know if it's something I give the movie or just because we've seen these characters for like 30 years, you know, so we know them so well. Yeah, a drunk 10-year-old. Bart's been drunk on the show. Remember that he got drunk on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, like they can still have this dynamic, you know, without the Flanders bit. It's just like, you know, Homer ruined their life. Like, hey, he's gone. Let's go leave and rebuild, you know. Because Bart's about to say, like, you know, call out Marge for swallowing another bunch of like crap from Homer.
And yet somehow I always feel for him in the end. I don't know why.
I think I don't know if it's because we like Homer from earlier episodes.
Maybe.
Because if you were to just start watching The Simpsons now, he's so unlikable.
Yeah, he rarely does anything nice anymore.
Yeah, and if he does anything nice, it's like relatively unintentional.
Yeah, or for selfish reasons.
Like again, you know, imagine, you know, when Maggie Makes 3, like that, having that ending where like how much he loves his daughter, you know, even though he didn't want her. Like it's I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of Homer having a backup plan in case he's like he screwed up their lives so bad. That's kind of funny, like as a concept.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of funny too. It's funny that he just keeps that in his wallet. But see, again, like there's still stuff in this that's funny. We're laughing at it. You know, I just don't know if Alaska in general is the funniest plan.
Yeah, I wonder if that was because of the whole like Sarah Palin thing at the time, or why Alaska, or if that's like a hint about like, you know, they're close enough to Alaska that it's a
because they don't really take
a viable choice.
Yeah, they don't take advantage of it. We get the same kind of jokes we get on like Mountain of Madness with like the avalanche and stuff. You know, Homer says, you know, it doesn't matter how fat or how drunk you are. Like, you can say that about like basically any place in
all of America. Yeah. Don't pick on Alaska.
All right, so this is pretty great. And you know, later in the movie when Marge turns it around on Homer and he says that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I think that's like the moment that like Homer's irredeemable for me in general.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing. I know he's technically done worse stuff, and he's done worse stuff in this movie now. But yeah, I think Codependence Day, when like he and Marge get drunk and he frames her for drunk driving, is the worst thing he's ever done.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Yeah, but like, see, I like this concept of like Believe in America, like they have to make their way across the country like with nothing. Like I think that could have been the whole movie. I think that would have been, you know, because right now they're about to get a vehicle and then they just go to Alaska. And then when they're in Alaska, they just go back to Springfield. Like it's not taking advantage, I think, of the potential that they have there. And granted, this is only like 90 minutes, so there's not a ton of time, you know, compared to like, you know, a Marvel movie, you could have like 2 hours to
right. This is some classic Homer right here.
Yeah. Again, him always just being a glutton for punishment.
Some Springfield Gorge, if you will.
Yeah. Well, let's say show later, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. As someone who rides a motorcycle, I would be too terrified to do this. I
can't even make like a turn without being scared.
Yeah. I'm not a scientist. I don't know if this is possible to even do. I think it's actual based on like actual like carnival or not carnival, like circus stunts.
Yeah, this is like definitely like an Evel Knievel thing, I think.
Yeah. But like, oof.
It's just a piece of crap.
Yeah. I was like, what a weird sideshow. Like do this really dangerous thing to win a really crappy truck.
Yeah. They're
like,
desperate, I guess.
Yeah, see, here's like the one Mr. Burns scene. Or maybe it's not up yet, where like they're trying to beg him for like power.
Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's weird how some characters are barely in it. Well, it's apparently Tuesday. They never have any ladies in there.
Love his Duff underwear.
Yeah, I assume he just got that, for free from like a
Yeah.
Duff rep or something.
Oh my god.
This is going to be weird. I've always wanted to try Buzz Cola. I assume it's just cola, but something about the can, like it's perfect. Like I kind of want it, like it looks like it would be like tasty, like a Mr.
Like
Pibb.
super sugary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it makes me think of Mr. Pibb for some reason.
Mm.
Like the logo for it.
It's kind of like a classic comedy routine, I feel like.
Oh yeah, this is a very classic comedy routine. It is funny that they got like those wanted posters up everywhere already. And again, this is kind of like an obvious. This is an obvious joke, but it's still really funny to see for some reason. Because like, look at them. Yeah.
That poor family.
No. Oh yeah, this is the Mr. Burns scene. Mm. Which Apu gets a line, which he doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah. When did this come out? Was it around the holidays, or is that just a joke?
I think it's just a joke that he's got like Christmas lights up because he has all the power, in both literally and figuratively. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know. I miss Apu. He was one of my favorite characters in the show. I get why people don't like him from the Indian American community. And I get why, Harry Shearer probably doesn't want to do the character anymore, in a modern sense. I think that's emblematic of like the problem with The Simpsons going on indefinitely forever, is I think it got renewed for 2 more seasons. It's like,
really?
Yeah, a lot of the show like is kind of it's so rooted in like our past culturally. Like it's still going on now as like, oh, that's kind of cringy and bad. Whereas whereas this ended like in say 2000, like we can still look back on and be like,
chalk it up to.
Yeah, as a product of its time, and then we can still appreciate it, now.
Yeah, I always feel cringy whenever they talk about like LGBT, like make LGBTQ jokes. Where it's just like, oh,
yeah,
like,
I mean, I don't know if we talked about it in our show yet, but like Homer's Phobia is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about it in our one-off. It is a great episode.
Because we talked about John. But like, and then but sometimes they make really.
They had one in the movie, and I was kind of just like, all right. I mean.
Oh yeah, with Ralph saying I like men now. I've just seen parts.
Yeah. They have a couple too. Yeah, there's one with it just happened with the cops at the hotel.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a funny subversion of what you expect to happen.
Yeah, and it's also just a commentary on like macho-ness, I suppose.
Yeah, that one doesn't bother me too much.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the joke's necessarily that they're gay. It's just that you thought they were going to do something else, and then I don't know. Yeah, the show still has some issues with it. I remember Marge having trouble when Patty came out, and then Homer being like cool with it, and I'm like, that's weird because of the episode. And again, this is like very Mountains of Madness here. Like it's the one jump in Alaska. Other than like Grand Theft Walrus and Eskimos.
That is cute. I do like.
See, there's Gnome Sweet Gnome.
Oh.
I don't know how I feel about this scene. Because like it's kind of funny, but I almost like wish they'd like took it farther. Not like show Homer and Marge snuggling. Like I don't know. Like obviously they're doing the Disney thing here, which again is weird now that we're watching this on a Disney show.
Right, on Disney.
Which,
like why these animals would want them to like bang.
And then they're like horrified when they like watch it.
Oh my god, this is good. They can't get it off.
I wish that like the way that one's posed, I wish it just kind of exploded off of them, but they were like, coming in. Like that the deer covers the fawn's eyes, yeah. But like, what do they think they were
Oh.
helping set up there?
I also feel like Marge wouldn't be that quick to like, be attracted to him after. I feel like she would resent him a little bit more.
Well,
I guess he's trying.
Yeah, I think Kent Brockman just said it was like 90 days or something. So like it's been
Oh yeah.
by passage of time. Yeah. Again, the town's always ready to just go in a mob at any moment.
Yeah.
Oh, Dredrick.
Blowback.
Aw. We're gonna see Stampy in a minute.
Now that we've like been
Guys.
through a
Yeah.
sort of situation where like it felt like the world was ending for a little bit there.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about looking at it like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, we're all stuck inside something.
I'm proud to say that I feel like people handled it much better than than the people of Springfield probably would have.
Yeah, but I don't think people handled it all that great either.
Oh no, of course not. But
Yeah.
I mean, people weren't, a mob. Well, I guess it depends on which part you were looking at.
Yeah, it depends on where you're looking.
I'm just gonna stop talking now.
Especially when we're talking about this stuff while we're in, Washington, D.C. in this.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we are recording this in March 2021. So who knows? Things might have gotten significantly worse by the time you listen to this.
True. If things would have played out differently, that is true.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have to blow up America.
Put a dome across America.
Oh my god! So there's a comic book about that called The Undiscovered Country. Not that there is a dome, but like America just like literally walled itself off from the world for like decades, and there's a global pandemic, and the cure for it's in America. So a bunch of like foreign people are like infiltrating and like see what societies like happened, and it's insane and it's amazing.
What's that called?
It's called The Undiscovered Country.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I love the cover for the first one where it's just like a map of the Western Hemisphere, but like America's just whited out of it. Like just visually.
Is Tom Hanks our only celebrity? Oh, Green Day.
Yeah, we had Green Day, yeah. And I guess you had what's his face is Fat Tony. He's usually a guest star.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name. But yeah, so yeah, this is where Homer is horrible and I hate it. I mean, I can understand like that part of it, but like when Marge puts out her hand, like it makes me so mad.
I do think if like this were a real situation, I probably would not go so well. I don't know. They seem to be so happy there. Like, why concern yourself with the place?
Again, I think if we spent more time there, we could see maybe like just Homer's happy. Maybe the other guys are missing stuff. We don't get to spend any real time, in any of these spots.
Yeah, like maybe show them at school having like a tough time or something.
Then again, you start doing like redoing like, you only move twice.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the problem with the Simpsons being on for so long. And that's what the joke where the Simpsons have done it. Simpsons did it comes from. Yeah, here it is. Oh, made me so mad in theaters.
I know, he's such a douche.
Yeah.
Aww.
So the first time I saw it in theaters, there's a big emotional scene coming up that was ruined by a family fighting, and then one of my friend group like kicking them out, like getting up and kicking them out of the theaters.
Oh no.
I'll point it out and you can see just how like what a terrible spot it is for that to happen. Yes, again, the Bart Flanders thing is weird. I think you just have him be mad at home for just being terrible and like hanging him out to dry after doing the whole naked thing. Because I do think that's a cute scene, like in general, of the two of them. And I think that is a funny joke and it takes advantage of the fact that it's a movie. I wouldn't have like lost that.
Eskimos, that's cute.
Yeah. Again, like that's what we get out of Alaska, more or less.
Can't try the same old crap over again, buddy. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, that's why this hits so well. Yep, right here is where they started fighting, and I missed like all of this dialogue.
Oh no. This is like
I missed the whole tape for the first
You get
time.
the emotional, like, this is where it gets you.
And this is seeing shows like why Marge is great. Like this is effective. You know, like I believe it here. I think Julie Kavner does a great job. Like legitimately acting here.
Way back. Yeah. He's such a douche.
I know. Yeah, it's her. I love where she's like, you know, this is why she's able to stick with him, and she can't answer the question why she still overlooks these things. And I think it's effective at making Homer come to some realizations and stuff. I kind of wish he earns what he gets in like a dream sequence more through like action, but like it is a visually very interesting scene. You know, the one thing she saved from their house is this, and she taped over it to say that she's ending it, even though the video is about the beginning of it. And then, you know, it immediately cuts to the video, and then it plays their song, and it's really effective.
Yeah.
Especially if, you know, watching the show, you know that this is their song. Oh, it looks like they did retroactively put Lenny and Carl there.
Oh, yeah. So good.
I think this whole scene's really good, and Homer freaks out, like trying to find the family to the music. I'm like, oh, that's why I'm frustrated that the movie's not more focused.
Yeah.
Because I think it could have been really good. But as is now, it's enjoyable, and it's a breezy watch. We're 2/3 of the way through it now, you know. I feel like we barely
it was
started.
Fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. This whole scene, right, and then so it's like right now, right? This whole scene takes me back to the episode. What is it called? Where basically he has another vision quest to like show him who his soul is.
With Johnny Cash is like the space coyote.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but I know like the title's in Spanish. I think it's Spanish for like the strange journey of Homer.
Something like that. That's a great episode. And this whole kind of vision quest he's about to go on really kind of reminisces.
Yeah, it makes me think of that. Again, we're watching this on a Disney streaming service because they own The Simpsons now. And I was
that's right.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to cut this part out. I think that would have been really proved their point if they cut that joke.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe that's why they left it.
They have more sense than that.
Yeah. I mean, they screw up The Simpsons in most other ways on this.
That's true.
It's funny that they, you know, I feel like that they wouldn't have had to have a robot. They could have just had everyone's cell phone, like now, if they did this now. But you know, the NSA has been spying on people for, you know, most of our lives, like this, ever since September 11th and the Patriot Act.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It is pretty.
Yeah, that's the thing is I still like the design of this cot, like this like hut. You know, I like the animation because they do, you know, they do have the bigger budget. Oh yeah, there's even Insanity Peppers in that other one. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe, you know, maybe they could have set up that this is a character they got to meet, and maybe Homer dismissed her before, you know, as like a weird kook, and then she comes back around to help him. Yeah. You know, it wouldn't feel like
it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I think Homer does do the Batusi. I think he might have already done it. But yeah, like visually, I really like this dream sequence, you know.
Everything's a bit wonky. It's
good. And that seems, the shot there just made me realize like they didn't do like a couch gag. That might have been a fun way to do this vision sequence. Like maybe they start with that kind of a thing. Like you just can't really do a couch gag when you're not watching this on your couch, you know, originally. You know, since you're in theaters. But they did do the opening. I do like the trees just slapping them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they established Homer as fairly irredeemable throughout this movie. Do you think they redeem him by the end? Because the movie definitely plays like they want you to think that.
Yeah, I mean, in a really like shallow way, he risks doing something like really dangerous, I guess.
I mean, he is right now learning here like to be a better person.
Yeah.
You know, I do things for others. Like, you know, again, the nature of the show, like, you know, that's not going to stick.
Right. At least it will to the end of this movie.
Which isn't much longer from now.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Even the tree hands
I love
look
that
cool.
the tree hands are giving, some of them are giving finger guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't have her say anything. I guess it's
yeah, they held on that like a weirdly long time.
yeah. Have you been watching Disenchant?
I watched the first season. I didn't particularly care for it, so I haven't watched it since.
He looks just like one of the. His design is very similar to one of the people on the show.
Russ Cargill.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the what's his name, Elfo. He looks like Bart Simpson. I don't know how intentional that is.
Yeah, he's basically wearing his outfit.
He's got kind of similar hair.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's like a lot of Futurama references and stuff in it, which I guess would get a little bit off topic, but like, man, I used to love Futurama, and then it came back, and it wasn't nearly as good.
Yeah.
It's a little like this movie where there's things I like, but it's a lot of like slogging through stuff I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, like those first 4 seasons are like all killer, no filler, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like it's kind of a similar thing with like seasons like 2 through 9 of The Simpsons or so.
Well, yeah, I don't know, like, you know, I don't mind the CGI. I feel like it's cool. You get way more. You can like add more detail to things than you could before, which is neat. But
And
it also,
it opens up your camera to do a lot more interesting looks. Aurora Borealis looks like he's entirely in this movie. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's a gag. But sorry, that completely distracted us. What were we just talking about?
Oh, the CGI.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, this isn't the first movie to mix 2D and CG. Like Beauty and the Beast did that like the early 90s.
Yeah, and like it's not like super obvious. I feel like they did a good job of blending the two.
And a lot of TV shows like Futurama was famous for doing that in the show, like blending CG with the 2D. I think it stands out a little bit more of that in the early season, but that's, you know, the first time they were doing those things. But, you know, like you can see the cars are CG.
Stop. That's classic Homer.
Yeah. Every sop yelled and something else sign where he's spelling all he's done a bunch of these. You know, this is classic bait and switch kind of gag. See, that's pinnacle Marge. I hope it's okay. Yeah. I love Homer's reaction to that. And then I think this joke goes on a little far.
Yeah.
But like, I love when it's just swinging back and he doesn't say anything. He just looks at it. Like you can just see his eyes like moving with it. I think that's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like this could have just been between the rock and the hard place thing. And I think it would like a couple of swings and it would have been just as funny.
Stop yelled in one bay.
Yeah, I like that it implies Homer's been trying to stop them for a while. Yeah, here's the part where I think you and your brother could get more tattoos together. The two of them like passed out on the floor trying to fight each other.
Yeah.
Right here, yeah, you're kicking.
That is pretty good.
Yeah. But I don't think people will get it. Oh man, so you get to see destroyed Springfield or post-apocalyptic Springfield here.
Yeah, I do like this part.
Yeah. Yeah. School's so fine, yeah. I mean, Mo, like, being in charge of like the, you know, crazy residents kind of makes sense. Yeah. It's interesting that it's Barney. I think Barney would be like his best buddy over that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I guess that's the joke, is like Mo's the only one who thinks
Yeah.
that. So really he's only arguing with his
With Barney. Yeah. So I didn't think about this until rewatching it. Why don't they just drop the bomb in there? Obviously they said so they can set up some other stuff, but like they just have this helicopter with a bomb just dangling off of it.
Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
I would not want to be the person hovering.
Yeah.
Oh, Marge.
And again, if we had more time, you know, I think that would have hit a little bit stronger.
Oh, Bart.
Yeah. I do think this joke is really funny, where it's the Marriott Suites. And then the to-do list is funny. It was like return doorman's uniform. Yeah. Say this joke reminds me of these wieners will give me the quick action I need.
Yeah.
I need to escape.
God, he's such a moron.
Yeah. Well, this is like the fun kind of moron where it's like,
right.
He's the butt of the joke. Although I don't, you know, necessarily need him gluing his hand to his crotch.
And I guess you really want to see him suffer more because it's pretty much all his fault.
Oh yeah, everything's his fault. Like not just in this movie, just in general.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, I don't care if all his hand skin is ripped off.
Although you could clearly hear Homer from inside the dome when they established earlier you couldn't hear any sound through the dome. Somebody got fired for that blunder. Yeah.
Oh, Cletus.
I kind of wish that Cargill was like incredibly impressed by that. I think that would have been a lot funnier. Like, whoa, how is he doing that? Like, but you know, that's not the point of the joke there. It's just, you know, to get everyone
right.
So that way Homer can continue to be a jerk to everybody.
Yeah.
And like ruin everyone escaping.
God, I would not, I'd be dead.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a heights guy, so I wouldn't really like doing that.
Mm.
You know, also nothing to say for, you know, upper body strength and whatnot. Poor. I almost hesitate to say poor Homer. Yeah.
I do like that joke too.
Yeah. I like the joke with the bomb destroying robot or bomb diffusing robot coming up. I don't know if I should be offended by this scene. Everyone should spend their life collecting comic books, you know. It's fine. Life well spent. You're good.
We told you so.
Yeah. Call him Mr. Christ. And this part just makes me think of, the one where they're gonna adopt him, and then
Mm-hmm.
Lisa
That's a
like
great
thinks
one
that was
too.
him and Lisa thinking that was terrible, and like now he just willingly wants to be a Flanders's.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't really serve too much of a purpose. I don't.
Yeah, like I said, like I just the regular Homer part of this plot would serve well enough to, like Bart could have just walked away from him, like dejected, and Homer finds him later and still can do the "I'll let you hold the bomb" thing, and I think it would have still been just as effective.
Mm.
Yeah, I love this part. Wiggum's what sells it right here. You've been talking about, but I didn't take it seriously. Yeah.
Oh, Wiggum. I do love Wiggum.
Yeah. Man, some of the Chief Wiggum stuff in the series hits a little different now, and
Yeah, definitely.
all these different
Definitely.
things. I
Just
like,
eerily accurate.
yeah, the incompetent, like horrible cops. Man, God just I didn't realize how much God gets involved in this episode.
Yeah.
He gave Grandpa the message. Now he's giving Homer like the motorcycle.
Yeah, we've been seeing Grandpa since like the beginning.
There he is.
Oh,
Wow.
there he is.
Yeah, I wish he understood his reasons and was trying to be more heroic.
Yeah.
I would have really appreciated that. But I do like the scene with him and Bart, him trying to atone, and
Or at least saying like,
yeah,
I'm saving people I hate for the people that I love. You know what
yeah,
I
something
mean?
like that. Yeah,
It's
bring it
important
back to
for
the
them.
family. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Like I said, I think this movie might be a little unfocused, and I guess that might be a problem with like modern Simpsons anyway, because I know often like the beginning of it has nothing to do with where the show ends.
Mm.
You know. Yeah. Yeah. I love Homer's face there. So sad.
Oh. I do love that line.
Yeah. I like that it does show that Flanders isn't always a perfect dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems a little random, but I guess it's nice. Again, you get some pretty good like above, Simpson standard animation.
Yeah. Really fluid.
Yeah. But like it's just there to be there.
Yeah, I feel like if they would have shown more people doing like their last minute,
yeah,
that would have made more sense.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. I really love this scene too. I love that the Homer and Bart scene, and I love when Marge kind of comes into it. That's because it's got like a minute left on it. But I love that you can't say that on TV, so they're taking advantage of the fact it's a movie to say Marge saying you can't throw the goddamn bomb.
I do like this part too. Yeah. All right.
Hey, that just got legalized in our state. That's exciting.
That is exciting. Congrats.
Yeah. Now I can have more people come in reeking of it and making me feel sick.
Let your freak flags fly, New Jersey.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I don't particularly like marijuana, it should just be legal.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different commentary. We'll save it for when we do Half Baked.
This part is just like, come on.
I mean, it's The Simpsons. I'm kind of down for it.
True.
Especially because we're about to jump over the gorge.
True.
Yeah. Which is fun.
And the ambulance is still there, isn't
the ambulance is still there. There it is. Yeah. I like that they still don't make it. I mean, if you're going to complain about physics or whatever, this is the part to do it.
That's pretty amazing scene.
Yeah. Of the glass shattering.
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick.
I think they did kill him there. I don't think he's come back.
No.
But to be fair, like what I think Dr. Nick's joke is like long over. Like they don't have infomercials and stuff like that on TV like they used to in the 90s. I do like that Homer's like, whoever you are, because they actually haven't met at all in this movie.
That's a good point.
Yeah. It's very Kirk and Khan.
Classic.
Yeah. So Maggie didn't have much to do until right now. You know, Maggie's good for just violence.
Yeah.
Ever since she shot Mr. Burns.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Lisa's in this movie.
Okay, Milhouse. Oh, sorry.
What do you think about her and Milhouse? I think Milhouse is way creepy about the whole thing.
Yeah, he's awful. And it makes me mad that in the future, I mean, like, that's the joke, but it makes me mad that in the future they just show her settling. But I guess that's like what she's taught through Marge and Homer, is that like, you settle for what you can get.
And Homer kind of ruined Marge in a lot of ways.
Right.
Yeah. Like, well, maybe one thing if Colin was going to be a regular cast member, but nope, I don't think we ever see him again. But remember when this movie was about Homer getting a pig?
Where's Flopper?
I do think he comes back in an episode. I think they mention him.
Yeah, for like a few episodes after, they kind of try to keep continuity, but like you just can't.
Yeah. Oh, Santa's little helper.
I'm glad he's okay.
And I love the orchestral version of Why Did Birds Suddenly Appear scene. And again, they're about to, they bring back the whole best kiss of your life so far thing. Like I like that. Yeah. Oh, and that's the Simpsons movie. Like
it does have a sweet ending. Look how pretty that is.
I know. I guess there's a little bit more. Never mind.
Oh yeah.
I thought we were about to go to credits. But yeah, they do need to establish that they have a house again.
Oh my god. I do like that it is full circle too.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that he moves his thumb. I like the Parkinson glasses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's such a moron.
Yeah. So, that's the Simpsons movie. Overall, what are your thoughts on it?
It actually made me laugh more than I remember it making me laugh.
Yeah, like that's what makes it frustrating to me. Like I do like this way it shows all the characters.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Did someone Patty say anything?
I don't think so.
But this is kind of just like a cool, like,
just showing some of the main characters they do. Yeah, I don't think Yardley Smith I've ever heard her do anyone that's not Lisa, but she's got such a distinct voice that like
she'll do like like background people, but oh wait, we get some Burns Smithers.
Yeah, I forgot about this.
He's so terrible.
I know. Yeah, Jimbo didn't say anything either.
No.
A. Brooks. Man, my favorite character. Oh, it was driving me crazy last night. I was like, who's the lead singer of Aerosmith? I can't remember his name.
Oh, here's Joe Mantegna.
Joe Mantegna, yeah. Or Mantegna, or I don't know how you say his name.
Tom Hanks. Yeah, I think that this movie overall is, it's kind of funny because I feel like it's made for people who love the show, obviously, right? But then I feel like people who love the show hate the movie, so it's kind of like, who did they make it for?
Do you think this would work for someone who's not like I've heard of The Simpsons. Oh, there's a movie, I can just watch that.
Yeah.
You think this plays?
I think that it's like an easy to watch. I mean, we talked about how we wish we got to the plot sooner, but they don't waste time in the sense that like I feel like we said it was like 90 minutes. It's an easy watch. I feel like they did a pretty good job of showing all of the characters in a way that like even if you weren't familiar with them, you'd know who they are while they were like a bit watered down.
Yeah.
So I think that if you're somebody, yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think it's going to change your mind and be like, wow, I'm going to watch every episode of the show now or anything like that. But I think that like putting it, like, I know that my husband went to see it and he is not a huge Simpsons fan. I think he saw it in theaters, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, it's weird that you didn't see it in theaters.
I know.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And he watched it with me a few weeks ago and he was laughing and giggling too. So I do think that like you can anybody could watch it and get the jokes and think that it's like cute,
Yeah. I don't know, it's fine. Like I said, it's got stuff, it's a mixed bag. It's got stuff I like, stuff I don't. It's funny that Maggie mentioned potentially a sequel there. I think
aren't they?
I think I would say they've been talking about it. I was
gonna say.
Yeah, I don't
didn't know if I heard or not.
Where that was, but like they've been talking about a Simpsons movie since like season 3 or 4. Show like they finally got this one after like 20 of them.
Yeah.
God, it's amazing how long ago this movie was and how much more show there still has been.
I know.
To be. I
know, and I will tell you that they don't really, they don't really mention it much again after. Not that they need to.
But that's the show in general,
right? Because it has to reset every episode, otherwise there would be nothing left of this town.
It's a very status quo show.
Yeah.
And I know they've done it a couple times in recent seasons where they really like do experimental stuff. I wish the show would do more. Like South Park was a very episodic status quo kind of show, but then they started doing serialized seasons a couple years ago, and it opens up a bunch of new like storytelling opportunities. I kind of wish the Simpsons might do something like that.
Yeah,
I think we talked about them potentially like aging up the characters so that way we can start doing like different kinds of jokes with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then potentially being able to like introduce new like secondary regulars and things.
Yeah, or even like if seasons have more of an overarching story, it might be like more interesting too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think they need to shake up the formula a little bit.
Yeah, lately everybody's mad because Homer they established Homer as a millennial now.
Well, that's the thing.
In order for everything to make sense.
Because I know they retconned Homer and Marge to be like getting together in the 90s.
No.
Yeah.
Which still wouldn't really make him a millennial, would it?
I don't know.
College in the 90s.
Technically, I am. And I'm from the 80s, so I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Again, it's just like.
I gotta tell you, it weirded me out. I was like, "Oh God!" Like,
oh, it's gonna be a bad day. And it's only a couple of years from now. We're like, I'm gonna be older than Homer Simpson because I think he's 36, 38, or something like that.
And I've accomplished so much less.
I know, like we're talked about like when in Homer's Enemy, and Frank Grimes is like looking at all the. It's like, oh, you've been to space? Oh, you've never been? Hanging out with Gerald Ford and stuff like.
Yeah, I think I would love to see another Simpsons movie and see maybe I don't think a sequel. I don't think that they should pick up where they left off or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I would like to see another feature film. And now I really want to see a Simpsons mystery. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, I don't know, that might be a different way to go and like have the family be more of a unit. Like they can still squabble and stuff, but it's maybe like instead of the town versus the Simpsons, it's the Simpsons versus something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if like I want it to be Sideshow Bob shows up and tries to kill them for 2 hours. But...
Man, that might be kind of cool. A movie-length Sideshow Bob episode.
But I think we established in our Sideshow Bob episode of the show that like I think he's got kind of played out. Like they've kind of
Yeah.
done everything they can do with him.
Yeah, I would prefer if they just let him go and not beat it into nothingness,
Yeah.
because he's just so perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I like your idea of like like almost like a road trip type episode movie would be good. I love road trip movies. Like a Tommy Boy type thing.
Yeah.
Where they
Yeah.
just get into ridiculous situations.
Yeah. That's just, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I don't envy the people that had to make it, because I
Mm,
don't have an easy solution for it, and
no, yeah.
I'm not a particularly smart guy, but like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what I as a fan would want to see. And yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to, what I'd like. Of course, now that we recorded this, they'll reveal a trailer for it tomorrow.
Probably.
And it'll be totally different. Like maybe they get superpowers and are fighting crime now. And then
I think
they'll be
maybe
part of the MCU now.
like I always love the episodes where they predict the future or look into the future. That might be kind of cool as like a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want them the focus to be on the core family, and them all to have something to contribute to the story. I don't necessarily need like a big character arc or like a big emotional beats, but like
Mhm.
and I guess really as long as it's funny, it doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, but those moments where they are just so vulnerable and they really do like strike a chord and you're just kind of like, I can't
oh,
believe that like
so I
this
just said
show is making me feel like
it says filmed on location in Springfield. That's kind of funny.
this kid.
This
He
teen.
always has some random job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that'll, the movie's over. Go home now. We'll wrap it up here. Kayla, thanks for joining me. Thanks everyone for
Thank you so
listening.
much for having me.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll do some more commentaries and stuff as we go. If you have suggestions, I guess leave them in the comments somewhere. But yeah, I guess we'll end it here. And we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for listening, and be safe.
Bye.